Well, we welcome you to the broadcast of Game 2 of our doubleheader. This is your Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Joey Keyran here with you as we get ready for Game 2. We are counting down to the first pitch of our final game of the regular season. Wanted to take a moment here to kind of take a look at how the Southwest Conference standings were shaping up here at the start of the day. We've covered it a little bit, but wanted to get you a recap here as we get ready for the final game, and we'll have updates throughout the broadcast on kind of how things are continuing to develop. But the Grants Pass Cavemen started out the day with a one-game lead over Roseburg and Willamette in second place. The Cavemen ranked number 18 in the OSA Power Rankings, which will determine where you get seeded in the postseason. Top 16 usually earn a home playoff berth, but I was reading through some of the instructions, and I think that there may very well be a clause that if you are a league champion, you get a chance to host a first-round playoff matchup. So we'll keep an eye on that as things continue to develop. Real quick, the playoff rankings will freeze next Thursday, and then that is when the bracket will come out on May 16th. And then once that bracket is released, we'll know where everybody's at. But the rankings don't freeze until next Thursday. And so if teams like North Medford, who's going to be playing at Redmond coming up in a game next week, teams, if they scheduled it before a certain point, they can get in an extra game to maybe kind of affect their power ranking. Roseburg doesn't have any games that are going to do that. So when they get done here today, that's about all they can do to try and affect their power ranking. We'll see how things go. Obviously, it can change based on how other teams play throughout the rest of the regular season on where Roseburg finishes out. But right now, Grants Pass at number 18 in first place at 11-5 to start out the day. Roseburg had the head-to-head tiebreaker with Willamette, so they technically have second place. They are number 24 in the power ranking to start out the day, one game behind Grants Pass. Willamette, number 20 in the power rankings at 10-6 in the league. They are one game behind Grants Pass as well. North Medford, 9-7 in conference play to start out the day. They were in third. They're number 17, so this road matchup for Roseburg could possibly help out their power rankings, playing here at North Medford against a higher-ranked team. South Eugene is 7-11 to start out the day, number 33 in the power ranking. Number 30 is Sheldon at 5-11, and South Medford number 34 at 5-11 as well. Today, your league matchups to finish out the regular season were South Medford at Willamette. Their doubleheader got started earlier today. They're probably wrapping things up. We'll try to see if we can get any final scores on that one for you to pass along. Sheldon at Grants Pass, they start later than we do. They'll have their second game starting here at 3 o'clock. So we'll try to see if we get any updates on that one as well. But again, the playoff rankings will freeze next Thursday. And then we'll wait until the playoffs will start on Monday, May 20th. And barring any sort of major changes, it looks like Roseburg most likely will be on the road for a first-round playoff game. We'll see what their matchup is. Obviously, the closer you are to the top 16, the slightly better matchup you might get in the first round of the playoffs. So at least the more favorable in terms of the way the seeding goes. So we'll see how it all plays out as things wrap up here today for the Southwest Conference, but as the regular season in the 6A classification ramps up here through the next couple of days, and then the rankings freeze on Thursday. We got Game 2 of our doubleheader coming up here in just a little bit. It's Senior Day for North Medford. They're celebrating their final home regular season game for their seniors. Roseburg did that last week. Technically, I guess on Monday because of the rainout. It's kind of weird to think that it feels like it was a month ago that Roseburg played that senior game on Monday at home against Sheldon, a doubleheader. The weather was much different than it is here today. A burner down in Medford, which is very typical. But it feels like it's been ages ago since the start of the week. And this will be our fourth and fifth games here this week on the schedule. It just feels like it's been ages ago since we were even in Willamette back on Tuesday. Kind of crazy. We'll continue on with your Roseburg Disposal pregame show, and we'll get a look at your Game 2 starters coming up here in just a little bit as we continue on with Roseburg Baseball coming at you here this afternoon from Jim McAbee Field in Medford on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The first Cascade branch opened in 1948. Things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Back on. Well, slather on another layer of sunscreen and get ready for game 2 of today's doubleheader. Roseburg looking to try and shake off a little bit of the frustrations from game 1. It was a game where it felt like could have been, could have, would have, should have been in that first game of our doubleheader. Roseburg could have had their opportunity to be kind of in the driver's seat for at least number 2 in the conference standings with a win in game 1 after we found out that Willamette lost to South Medford. They lost to South Medford in game 1 of that doubleheader up in Eugene. So it could have been an opportunity for Roseburg to move into sole possession of second place and really have the kind of their destiny in front of them. They could have had the opportunity to kind of do what they needed to do to at least get second place. Now, in this day and age, in the 6A classification and in OSA sports in general, where you finish in your league, yeah, everybody wants to be a league champion and finish at the top, but it's not always the biggest thing as you get ready for the postseason. Your power ranking is what ends up being the biggest factor into where you get put into the 6A state playoff bracket. 32 teams get in, and Roseburg was at number 24 to start out the day. And they're on the road playing against Medford, which is number 17 to start out the day. So you hope that road games against a higher-seeded team might help you improve on your power ranking a little bit. Now, winning would definitely help that out a little bit, but unfortunately, it doesn't look as if game 1 obviously didn't go Roseburg's way on that front. So we'll see if the Indians can maybe get a split here. They could still take the series against North Medford with a win in game 2. Both teams have won 1. We'll see if the Indians can take the rubber match here coming up and try and spoil the final game of the regular season here at Jim McAbee Field for Medford. The Indians trying to also get a little bit of revenge. We talked about it briefly with Coach Troy Thompson in the pregame show interview before game 1 about how the last time we were here at Jim McAbee Field for Roseburg baseball, Roseburg ended up losing a very close game in the state playoffs. It was a quarterfinal matchup, and Roseburg was playing Medford, and as far as I know, it was the first time ever that Roseburg had faced North Medford or Medford, as they used to be back in the day. First time that the two teams had ever met in the postseason. Back in the day, it didn't used to be that you would play teams in your own conference, just not as many teams got into the playoffs as well. So through the years, I don't believe that Roseburg and North Medford or Roseburg and Medford High School back in the day before they split, I don't think they'd ever played in the playoffs, and that was kind of an interesting setup last year. Came here to Jim McAbee Field, and Roseburg lost a one-run game to get knocked out of the playoffs by the Black Tornado. That was a tough one there, as those two teams had battled through the regular season, and we knew it was going to be another one in the postseason, and Roseburg gave it a good run but could not get over it. So the Indians probably looking for a little bit of revenge here on this field, and they're hoping to do it in Game 2. They had their opportunities in Game 1. Looks like they've got a little bit of a change to the lineup for Game 2, so we'll try to get that all written down and taken care of for you here, and then we'll bring you the starting lineup for Game 2 of our doubleheader. We're going to go ahead and take another 2-minute break, and we'll come back. We should be getting close. Teams are starting to get out there and warming up. I'll tell you this much. It is warm here in the stands. It's a little bit more comfortable down on the playing field. I think the grass is absorbing some of the heat. You got a little bit more of a breeze, and I think these metal bleachers, I was excited to see new bleachers here at Jim McAbee Field. The new scoreboard is really nice. They've done some upgrades to the facility. It's awesome. Love to see the support of local sports at the high school level in our communities. So I was excited about all of that. The old black bleachers, wooden bleachers here at Jim McAbee Field were always so hot. They were always kind of a little bit rickety. And, I was commenting to one of the Medford coaches that it'll be nice not to have some slivers in your rear end when you get done with the day. But these metal bleachers, they're very nice. They're very state-of-the-art, but they sure do reflect a lot of heat, and it is radiating back here. So down on the playing field, I don't think they are sweltering nearly as much as I am up here in the grandstands at Jim McAbee Field, but that's good for them. Not so great for your neighborhood broadcaster. We'll get ready for Game 2. We continue to get ready for Game 2. This is your Roseburg Disposal pregame show for our second game of the Twin Bill. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Our live video stream is up and running at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score on YouTube. You can find it there. It is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll come back as we continue on towards Game 2 of our doubleheader here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller. When businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Game 2 of our doubleheader just about to get underway here in a few more moments. We've gotten Roseburg starting lineup, hoping that Medford will send one up our direction here in just a few. Let's take a look at the temperature here real quick. I'm curious more than anything. Phone reading 84 degrees here in Medford as we near the 2 o'clock hour. Been a great day. I think it's kind of hard to tell. These are nice days because they're nice and sunny. You don't have any rain to deal with, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I would prefer this, or I don't like dealing with the rain. That's hard, very hard to try and deal with. And you got to protect all the electrical equipment. You got to protect some of it here in the sunshine as well, but at least I'm not in the threat of getting wet. I can sweat through a ball game, that's for sure. But it is a nice day out here. There is a little bit of a breeze starting to pick up. Sun has been shining. There's been some cottony clouds off in the distance out over the hills looking west here from Jim Maccabee Field, out over the center field fence. And those clouds have been there, it feels like, just all day. And they've been hanging out there for quite some time. And we have not seen a lot other than just some warm temperatures here in Medford for some baseball today. Other games going on around the Southwest Conference. 9-7, South Medford a winner in Game 1 against Willamette earlier this morning. Their Game 2 started at noon, so they're probably wrapping up that doubleheader here soon. Sheldon and Grants Pass were squaring off. Game 1 of their doubleheader started at 1 o'clock this afternoon, so they're about probably getting to the tail end of that one. They'll have a second game starting at 3 o'clock. We're keeping eyes on that. Just Roseburg needed to win 2 and Grants Pass to lose 2 to be able to contend for the conference championship. So losing Game 1, they have now fallen out of contention to win the Southwest Conference, but second place very much in the realm of possibility. Willamette losing Game 1. If Roseburg wins Game 2, no matter what Willamette does, Roseburg will be the number 2 team in the Southwest Conference. So that is kind of a look at what these second games of the day will bring for us. Grants Pass, I guess, with, let's see here, Grants Pass has the tiebreaker against Medford, and Willamette has a tiebreaker against Medford. So North Medford didn't have a chance of trying to win the conference. I don't know how Willamette and Grants Pass did. I think Grants Pass took the series against Willamette, so I think no matter what happens, even if Grants Pass did lose 2, via the tiebreaker, they are your Southwest Conference champions here this year with the way things have played out for the other games going on around the conference. All right, let's take a look at that starting lineup for Roseburg. They do mix it up a little bit at the top after a tough start to the day for Brooks Avery. He'll drop to the second spot in the lineup as Paxton Burke will move from second to first. So they just flip the top 2 hitters in the lineup card for Roseburg. So Paxton Burke, the catcher, will lead things off, followed by Brooks Avery, the shortstop. Dane St. Clair in right field will bat third. Jake Johnson, the third baseman, will bat fourth. Brevin Harrison will get the ball to start Game 2. He will be batting in the 5th position. Hitting 6th and playing at first base is Camden Hartzell. In left field, batting 7th, Riley Cheney. Caden Austin, the second baseman, will bat 8th. And Heath King is the center fielder. He will bat 9th. Brevin Harrison on the mound for Roseburg. He has been a bit of a horse out there. He's been able to eat up innings. He's thrown 2 extra inning complete games. He was able to get an 8 inning and a 9 inning victory, I think, this season, if I'm remembering correctly. But he's had 2 games go to extras, and he's pitched the complete game for the victory. So he has been a horse out there. Brevin Harrison, 48 2/3 innings, making his 12th appearance, his 8th start. He's got a 3-4 record, a 2.45 ERA, 36 strikeouts, and 11 walks. As he'll get the ball for Game 2 of our doubleheader. We're still waiting on a lineup card for Medford, and haven't seen that come across as of yet. We might be kind of playing it by ear for you as they get this one underway. The Roseburg Disposal pregame show, we're going to wrap it up there. That's Roseburg Disposal. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Coaches are out at home plate exchanging the lineup cards here on what is senior day for North Medford. They acknowledge their 5 seniors at the start of our doubleheader. Colton Morgan, he got the win in Game 1. Now, one of the 5 seniors on the roster, along with Jeremiah Robbins, the starting catcher, Kellen Willer, the first baseman, Frankie Ritigliano, who started at shortstop, and Joey Newberg, who was the DH. All 5 seniors in the starting lineup for Game 1 of our doubleheader. And as it looks as of right now, at least 3 of them have kind of made some college decisions, according to my notes here. Jeremiah Robbins heading to UCC. Kellen Willer apparently looking at Grace Harbor Community College. And Frankie Ritigliano looking to go to the University of Portland to join former Roseburg Indian Austin Takahashi up there playing for the Pilots. So, good senior class. They graduated 7 seniors from last year's team for this North Medford club that finished first in the Southwest Conference. So they've had a couple of good senior classes come through. And this is going to be another one for the Black Tornado. We'll see how things wrap up. The Southwest Conference, I'm real interested to see how the conference does in the postseason, because it appears that, at least around the state, it's not a very big, not a very good in person or kind of reception of what the conference is here in 2024. We'll see if they can maybe beat the expectations of what everybody is thinking of the Southwest Conference when the playoffs come rolling around. All right, well, Game 2 just about to get underway here, so I guess we're going to be flying by the seat of our pants when it comes to the Medford Mustangs. Out there on the mound is going to be the right-hander, Dominic Daffrin. That's kind of what I was expecting that Roseburg would see. Dominic was at second base in Game 1. He will get the ball here in Game 2. He'll throw into Robbins behind the plate. I'm assuming that'll be Willer at first base. Yeah. That's going to be Kellen Willer at first. We'll see who the new second baseman's going to be. That is Colton Morgan. So Colton Morgan starting at second. On the left side of the diamond, that is going to be Ritigliano. And Ben Morgan started at third in Game 1, and he'll be the starter at third in Game 2. Take a look at the outfield here. In left field, that is Cameron Nix again. Center field, that is Colton Miller. And in right field, need that gentleman to turn and show me his number. I think that's Joey Newberg out in right field. Righty versus lefty matchup. First pitch swinging for Paxton Burke. Rolls it to second. He won't beat the throw by Colton Morgan, who bobbled it at first, recovered in time to be able to get Paxton Burke at first. And we are underway, Game 2 of our doubleheader. One pitch into the matchup. Dominic Daffrin has his first out. Now he will face Brooks Avery with 1 out and nobody on base. Avery is line drive to center field. It will carry right to Colton Miller in center. That ball pretty well hit, but it carries right to the center fielder. He barely had to move out there. And there's 2 down. So 2 pitches into the ball game. It'll be lefty Dane St. Clair, starting right fielder. Takes on the outside corner from the righty for strike 1. So our second game of the Twin Bill is underway. Roseburg looking to try and take the rubber match. Swinging a foul ball at the plate by St. Clair, 0-2 count. Roseburg will need some more offense in Game 2, only managing 2 hits in the first game of the Twin Bill. There's a slow roller right side, takes a high hop off the grass, but fielded, and the play to first base by Morgan is in time. He comes off the mound and makes a couple of putouts at second base. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. A scoreless top of the first for Roseburg. We will find out the Medford starting lineup when we come back here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there. sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. On the mound, Brevin Harrison will look to try and pitch Roseburg to a win in Game 2 of our doubleheader here today. It looks like he'll face Frankie Rutigliano, the shortstop, to lead things off, and Colton Morgan appears to be the on-deck hitter, so at least we know the first two guys coming up. Defensively for Roseburg, Paxton Burke behind the plate, Camden Hartzell at first, Caden Austin at second. On the left side of the diamond, it is Jake Johnson at third, Brooks Avery at short, and the outfield from left to right, Riley Cheney, Heath King, and Dane St. Clair. Brevin Harrison first pitch to Rutigliano, fouled away, and we're underway in the bottom of the first inning. We'll get a chance at a legal ID here in just a second as we hit the 2 o'clock hour. Getting Game 2 started right about on time here for us. That's always a nice thing to have happen. Doesn't always happen that way. 0-2 pitch after a swing and a miss by Rutigliano. Fouled away right side. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification here on The Score. We'll get that legal ID in here in just... Well, we get a leadoff single for Frankie Rutigliano. He singles to left field on a line drive. So 1 on, nobody out after getting ahead 0-2. Brevin Harrison can't get the out. And Rutigliano, who led off Game 1 with a single, does it again in Game 2. First pitch fouled away by Colton Morgan. No, excuse me, that's not Morgan. That is Dominic Daffrin. His 7 looked like a 1 in the on-deck circle for me, and I got it wrong. So Dominic Daffrin, the pitcher, is up to bat. Pickoff throw to first base. 1 on, nobody out. 0-1 count. Harrison throws, a runner going, throw to second base, might have a chance. Yes, they did. They'll get Rutigliano sliding in, tag applied by Austin. There's 1 away. 1-1 count at the plate for Daffrin. That was a great throw there by Burke. 1 down. Burke put that throw in the perfect spot. 1-1, bounces in. On the second base side of the bag, and Austin just caught and left his glove right there, sliding right into it. Rutigliano was out. 2-1 count, missing low. 3 balls and a strike for Dominic Daffrin, the 2-hitter, batting with nobody on base. Out of the windup, the 3-1, out in front of a breaking ball for strike 2. Oh, I guess I had the count wrong. That is strike 3. So a swing and a miss, strikeout for Dominic Daffrin. First punch out in the game for Brevin Harrison. Okay, my apologies. That strikeout is brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. When disaster strikes, it's good to have somebody you can trust on your side. Get in touch with Chris Hubbard at chrisinsures.com for a free quote. Pop fly on the infield, calling for it. The shortstop drops it. And on safely will be Jeremiah Robbins, who fly ball on the infield could not be handled by by Avery. at shortstop. And this has just been a funky day for Roseburg out there. They have made some uncharacteristic mistakes. So Robbins on with the E6, and they bring in a courtesy runner for the catcher. And now it'll bring up the cleanup hitter. Roseburg should have been out of the first here. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Kellen Willer is up to bat. Willer, the first baseman. 1-0 pitch. Outside. The umpires will move around the diamond, so that outside corner, which was very live in Game 1, we'll see how they call it in Game 2. Pickoff throw to first base, scooped up by Hartzell, sliding back in. Was the courtesy runner for Jeremiah Robbins. And that is our mysterious number 5 I didn't have on the printed roster I had. Ball lifted right side. Playable for St. Clair out there. He'll use 2 hands to squeeze that one in, and Roseburg does get out of the first inning without giving up any damage despite the error. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. And Roseburg is tied with North Medford as we go to the top of the second. This is Roseburg Baseball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Top of the second inning, scoreless ball game between Roseburg and North Medford. Game 2 of our doubleheader. Breaking ball in, first pitch swinging for strike 1 to Jake Johnson, who fouls off the first pitch he sees. On the mound, Dominic Davrin was able to get a 1-2-3 first inning. This ball fouled away third base side again for Johnson. Has the 0-2 count. Today's contest, sponsored by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Roseburg struggled just 2 hits in Game 1, trying to get some offense going here in Game 2. Johnson underneath one, lifts it high to left field. It's going to stay in the ballpark, be playable just in front of the warning track for Cameron Nix, who makes the catch to retire Jake Johnson. The ball into the left field corner where the wind is blowing out that direction, but Jake launches it a little bit too high and able to run underneath that one. Nix makes the play in deep left field. 1 down, Brevin Harrison, the pitcher, batting. First pitch swinging, a chopper towards shortstop, picked up by Retigliano. Easy retire across the diamond, 2 down. First pitch swinging there for Harrison. Just kind of got out on his front foot, made weak contact, chopped it, a high chop off the grass. Easily playable for Retigliano at short. Brings up Camden Hartzell. He didn't play in Game 1. Starts at first base here in Game 2. He rips one to left field, but it is caught by Nix. And Roseburg will be 3 up, 3 down once again. That's happened a lot of innings here today. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the second after this 1-minute break on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
This half inning here on The Score brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Bottom of the second, a scoreless ball game. First pitch, swing and a miss for Colton Morgan. He'll finally bat here. Thought he was the number 2 hitter. Nope, he is batting 5th in the lineup. Morgan will take low for a 1-1 count from Brevin Harrison out there working his second inning here. Trying to keep it a scoreless ball game. That pitch hits the outside corner for a called strike 2. North Medford got a couple of runners on base in the first inning, but nobody got into scoring position. Pitch outside, 2-2. Frankie Retigliano led off the frame with a single, but got caught stealing as he tried to get into scoring position. 2-2 count. Out of the windup for Harrison. Misses low and outside. It's not an overly sophisticated approach to the plate there for Harrison. Just kind of a quick sidestep and deliver. Not a lot of wasted motion. 3-2 pitch in the air out towards left field where Riley Cheney is there. The sophomore will make the play. Cheney, a midseason call-up from the JV. Been seeing some innings here at the varsity level throughout this second half of the spring season, and he makes the play in left field to start things off in the bottom of the second. 1 down. It's been all right-handers for Medford here today. First pitch in for a called strike on the outside corner against Joey Newberg, who I believe is starting in right field. Pops one up out of play. So Newberg quickly finds himself in an 0-2 hole. Hot one like this, both teams are hoping their pitchers can be efficient and not have to throw a lot of extra pitches and wear themselves out. As a pitch in the dirt, picked up by Burke. The throw down to first base will get the runner. Strikeout. Second of the game for Brevin Harrison. So 2 away, and it'll bring up Colton Miller, starting in center field. First pitch to Miller is right down the middle for a called strike. Looking for a 1-2-3 frame here for Brevin Harrison, the right-handed senior. Kicks and fires. Can't get the bottom end of the zone on that one. Not a bad pitch there. Nibbling on the bottom corner. Just outside of the strike zone to Miller. The 1-1 in the air to center field. Drifting back, backpedaling a little bit. Reaching up for the catch. Out in deep center field. Heath King underneath it for the final out. Roseburg keeps North Medford off the board in the bottom of the second. A 1-2-3 frame for the Black Tornado. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Still scoreless going to the third inning here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
The first Cascade branch opened in 1948. Things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Riley Cheney, the left fielder, leads things off for the Tribe as we begin the third inning here from Jim McAbee Field in Medford. Breaking ball, he ducks underneath it as it misses high and inside from Dominic Daffrin. A 1-0 count as we get things underway. Today's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Infield fly, and it is played by Willer at first. Almost overran it, had to backpedal back onto the dirt as he had made his way onto the infield grass and able to get just underneath it as he stumbles around, does hang on to the baseball, one away. Cheney's first at-bat of the day goes for an F3. Swing and a miss, strike one to Caden Austin, who had one of two hits for Roseburg in game one of the doubleheader. In fact, had the first hit of the game for Roseburg, looking to do it again here in the third inning. Squares to bunt. That'll be picked up in foul territory by Robbins behind the plate. Strike two. Dominic Daffrin so far has retired 7 straight batters. That, let's see here, that matches what Colton Morgan did in game one. And then it was Austin who picked up the first hit. It's got an 0-2 count here, though. Daffrin kicks and fires. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Strike three. First strikeout in the game for Daffrin. 2 down. Dominic Daffrin, one of the seniors on this North Medford team. He is a junior. I was mistaking him with Kellen Willer is what I was thinking. Swing and a miss. Strike one for Heath King. Roseburg coming up here in the third inning. A lot of swing and misses so far. 2 down, nobody on base. The 0-1 pitch inside to the left-hander. Got an interesting pitching note for you here as we look back on this day in history. As a ball rocketed foul down the first base side for strike two. Talking about how both pitchers have started out strong for Medford, retiring the first 7, and now for Dominic Daffrin, he's retired the first 8. He's got the 1-2 pitch, and that beans Heath King. He could not get out of the way of that one. Comes inside, and King will head on down to first. Third hit batter in the series here today against North Medford for Roseburg. Keegan Carpenter got beaned twice in game one, and King's going to walk it off at first. So Cy Young, you might remember that name, back in 1904 had a no-hit streak going. He had 23 consecutive innings without allowing a hit, and that came to an end on this date back in 1904. 23 straight innings without a hit given up. That is impressive. It's kind of probably why they have an award named after him. As a ball pulled right side by Paxton Burke, heading to the bag himself goes Willer, and that will finish off the side. Roseburg got back to the top of the order, but first pitch swinging for Paxton Burke. He cannot come through with a base hit. And Roseburg still hitless through 3 innings of play. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on for the Indians. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Scoreless ball game, North and Roseburg squaring off. Final game of the conference season here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1498.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you can be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Bottom of the third inning. Today's contest brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyaway Travel and make sure that you have an agent in your corner. Call them at 541-672-5701. Brevin Harrison will face the 8-9-1 hitters. First pitch swinging, popped up right side. In the outfield grass goes Caden Austin, and the second baseman is there to retire Jake Payton, who will start things off with his first at-bat. Swinging at the first pitch, he is retired. One away. And it'll be the 9-hitter coming up for Medford North. That pitch on the outside corner called for a strike to Cameron Nix, who bats for himself here in Game 2. Was DH'd for in Game 1. 1-1 count as a pitch misses. 1-1 delivery here for Harrison. There is a strike again, freezing the hitter, watching a perfect pitch go by. Top of the order, Frankie Retigliano waiting on deck. Foul tip off the end of the bat. I believe the DH. Let's see here. I think that is Peyton in right field, actually, and I think Newberg might be the DH for third baseman Ben Morgan here in Game 2. The 1-2, strike 3. Scoreboard read 1-3, and that's not really a count, but we get there anyways as the strike 3 is watched. Nix goes down looking. Third strikeout in the game for Harrison. 2 away, top of the order. Frankie Retigliano, the only man with a base hit in the contest so far. Bats with nobody on and 2 down. Takes the first pitch. Oof. Didn't miss by much. Ruled ball 1 on the outside half. Got other baseball going on around the area here today as a breaking ball swung on and missed, chasing in the dirt. UCC baseball had their doubleheader starting at 1 o'clock this afternoon there at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. They're wrapping up their regular season today as well. The ball belted in the air out towards right center. Long run for King. That ball bounces off the dirt all the way to the track. Retigliano heading for third. The throw will not get there in time. Two-out triple for Frankie Retigliano. Hit that to the deepest part of the park. Over the head of Heath King out there. He made a long run. I thought that ball might hit off the dirt. There's a stretch of dirt in center field that is the back end of a softball infield out there. It hit off the dirt. I thought it might get over the fence on a ground rule double, but Roseburg didn't get lucky there. That ball stayed in the park, and that's a 2-out triple for Retigliano. 1-0 count for Dominic Daffrin. Take outside. He can give himself a lead to work with. The Umpqua Riverhawks are hosting Mount Hood Community College here today as a ball laced towards right center, drops in. And it's a 1-0 lead on the RBI single for Dominic Daffrin. Tigliano comes in to score. 1-0 lead for the Black Tornado. Coming with 2 outs here in the third. And North is in front and looking to sweep Roseburg here today and win the series. finish out their home schedule with a couple of wins and maybe earn themselves a home playoff game in the first round. Bottom of the third, 1-0 lead for North Medford. Jeremiah Robbins will bat. He reached on an infield pop-up that was dropped back in the first inning. First pitch he takes for a strike. So UCC is taking on Mount Hood at Champion Car Wash Field. The Riverhawks will be hosting a Super Regional coming up next weekend there at Champion Car Wash Field. They have clinched a number 2 seed out of the South region, so they're into the postseason. Low and outside, 1-1 count. They do bring in a courtesy runner for Daffrin at first. Running out there is Austin Warren. The 1-1 pitch carries outside from Harrison. And Robbins ahead, 2 balls and a strike. So if you're looking for a little bit of baseball activity to get out to, they've got games going on here this afternoon there at Champion Car Wash Field. And then coming up next Friday and Saturday, head on out there for the NWAC Super Regional hosted by UCC. That should be pretty fun. Ball popped up back behind us, fouled away by Robbins. He's got a 2-2 count. Harrison looking to try and close this one out in the third, only giving up the 1 run. He's got a man at first with 2 down. And the big hitter, Jeremiah Robbins, at the plate. He grounds one third base side. Fair ball. Long throw for Jake, but hits it to Hartzell for the final out here in the third inning. 1 run comes in on the Dominic Daffrin single. That scores Frankie Retigliano after his 2-out triple. North Medford grabs a 1-0 lead, 1 run on 2 hits, no Roseburg errors, 1 man left on base. We're through 3 here at Jim McAbee Field on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Headed to the top of the 4th inning. Today's ball game sponsored by Chuck Swarm and Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? And by Dr. Lanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or call him at 541-378-6694. Roseburg trails 1-0. They have not led in the matchup against North Medford here today. It'll be Brooks Avery to lead things off against Dominic Daffrin, who misses outside for ball 1. Mid to upper 80s today here in Medford. It's been a warm one. Not the scorchers we get during the Legion season when we are sitting in high 90s and triple digits. But it feels like a good warm one. We're all adjusting to the summer weather that is kicking in this week. 1-1. Avery has his first hit of the day as he lines one to left field. He's got his first hit here in Medford today, and he's also got the first hit of the game for Roseburg. Brooks Avery breaking out of a bit of a slump there, puts a man on. That's the game-tying run on at first base with nobody out here in the 4th inning. Heart of the order coming up. Dane St. Clair trying to get going. Grounded out to second his first time. St. Clair reached on an error in the 7th inning of game 1. Only time on base. He squares to bunt and fouls that one off as he's trying to turn and head up the baseline. Starts off with the 0-1 count as Roseburg looks to play a little bit of small ball. Trailing 1-0 here in the 4th inning. was going to see if I could find some score update on the UCC Game 1 of their doubleheader. They split against against Mount Hood when they played up in Gresham earlier in the week on Thursday. 0-1 count. Pickoff throw was not in time to get Avery, who is a threat to steal. Pitch fouled off by St. Clair. Dane with the 0-2 pitch coming here from Daffrin, who sets, kicks and fires. St. Clair lifts one in the air out towards right field. Not very deep and very playable. Caught by, I believe, Peyton out there. Let me double check. I thought I saw 18 earlier. It might be a 16 on his jersey. Yeah, that is Jake Peyton out there, not Joey Newberg. One away. First pitch swinging for Jake Johnson. Foul territory. Will get out of play. Strike one. So Peyton is out in right field, not Newberg, in case you need to be caught up on that. Jake Johnson at the plate with one out and a man on at first. Looking to try and stay out of a double play here. He hits a soft liner towards center field. Diving attempt. Did he come up with it? No, it's down. The throw to second won't get there in time. Avery slides in safely. Good read on that one by Brooks, and his speed very helpful as well. And that's the second hit here in the frame for Roseburg. Jake Johnson gets on with a one-out single, puts runners at first and second. Brevin Harrison looking to help his own cause. Swings through on the first pitch for strike one. Harrison grounded out to short his first time up. One away, the 0-1 pitch. Too far inside, breaking ball. The home fans wanting the call there, don't get it. Daffrin had not allowed a hit until here in the fourth inning. He's given up two now. Pickoff throw to second base. Catch and a spin. Tag applied by Morgan. Not in time. One ball, one strike, one away. Game tying run at second base, and Avery has good speed, so if something can get put in play, he's got a chance to score from out there. Pitch way outside, sliding to his right to get to it. Jeremiah Robbins in front of that one. Been an all-conference catcher a couple of times through his career. 2-1 pitch. That ball lifted left side. That's got a chance to get down. It's going to find the alley. Avery will score easily. Heading around, going to third base will be Johnson. They're going to send Johnson as well. He'll come in to score. No throw. Roseburg takes a 2-1 lead. Brevin Harrison comes through with a two-run double. He found the alley in left center, and he drives in Avery and Johnson to put Roseburg in front for the first time this afternoon. 2-1 the score. Roseburg in front against Dominic Daffrin now with a man still in scoring position and still just one out. It'll be Camden Hartzell to try and see if he can keep the scoring going. He takes a pitch low and outside for ball one. Nice job there by Harrison. Give himself something to work with now. Pitcher helping his own cause. He takes a lead at second. He might have actually brought in a runner for him. The 1-0 pitch hits the inside corner, dropping one in the bucket there for Daffrin. Called a strike against Hartzell. Keegan Carpenter out there to run at second base for Harrison. 1-1 outside in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike for Hartzell. Camden hit one pretty well, but in his first at-bat of the day on the first pitch he saw, lifted one to left field, but it goes right to Cameron Nix out there. 2-1 count. The pitch from Daffrin. Ooh, again another one that I think in game one is a strike. Game two, not called. 3 balls and a strike against Hartzell. That pitch missing low on the outside corner. Daffrin's 3-1 pitch, missing well outside, almost got away. Carpenter, good look at it, decides to stay at second as a walk issued to Camden Hartzell. And that's a good idea. Roseburg has kind of struggled to put together things offensively. So if they got the walk there, you don't necessarily want to risk trying to make an out at third when you got a little bit of momentum building here. And here comes a visit out to the mound for the North Medford coaching staff. Well, checking in on that UCC baseball game, which I hope folks will show up to root them on coming up this next weekend when they're hosting that Super Regional. They're in the top of the 8th inning in that one, and Umpqua is down 3-2. It's kind of not the way that I'm sure Coach Jeremiah Robbins wants to finish out their regular season. They know that they're going to be hosting a Super Regional, but they lost their last game against Mount Hood as they split that doubleheader in Gresham, and now they're losing game one of a twin bill at home. Kind of would prefer to probably finish out the season with a few wins to build a little bit of momentum on. So down 3-2 right now. They'll have at-bats coming up still in the bottom of the 8th and the bottom of the 9th if they don't have a lead. So still some time for UCC, but at home at Champion Car Wash Field, they are down 3-2 in the 8th inning. Coming up here on the score, once we get done, we'll have Oregon State baseball coming up here tonight as they take on Game 2 against UCLA. They won 11-0 yesterday in Game 1 of that 3-game series. Riley Cheney at the plate the pitch misses low and outside from Dominic Daffrin. Cheney flew out to the first baseman in his last at-bat on a ball that was on the infield, almost misplayed by Willer. Kind of stumbled around and was able to hang on to the baseball. Pitch low and inside, 2-0 count. Cheney looking to try and put one in play, see if we can move some runners around at first and second for the Indians with just one out. Takes one at the knees on the inner half for strike one. Sun shining, a little breeze blowing through, helping kind of keep us all cool here, circulating the hot air. Outside corner, this time called strike two. Cheney hasn't taken the bat off his shoulder. He's got a 2-2 count. Daffrin, a strikeout would be big for him here. Carpenter out at second, Hartzell at first. That pitch misses low and outside, and a nice take there by Cheney. Lays off, kind of got the bat going. Just had a strike called in that quadrant, and he let it go by, and it was the right decision. He's got a full count. A walk would load him up. Time called by Cheney. He'll step out with 1 foot. Big moment here as Roseburg has a chance to maybe try and break this open. Cheney grounds one third base side. They'll go to second for one. Got a scoop throw to first. They'll get the double play. Morgan to Willer. And that will finish off the side for Roseburg, but they grab the lead here in the 4th inning, their first of the day. 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no North Medford errors, and for Roseburg, 1 man left on base. 2-1, Roseburg in front, going to the bottom of the 4th here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Bottom of the 4th here from Jim McAbee Field. First pitch swinging, a ball hit well out towards right center. Gets down for Kellen Willer, and he's racing for second. The throw goes all the way to the bag, and it's just a hair behind. as the first pitch of the fourth from Brevin Harrison is sent all the way out to the warning track in right center field. Second extra base hit in this one for North Medford. They've got a man in scoring position. Kellen Willer on at second with nobody out. A 2-1 lead for Roseburg. Harrison will face Colton Morgan now. He squares to bunt. Puts that first base side. That's going to be a base hit. How unlucky for Roseburg. Hartzell came charging in with the bunt shown, and Morgan bunts that too hard. It carries down the first base line over the head of Hartzell as he came charging in, landed in fair territory right at the bag, and just no chance for Roseburg to make a play on it. A little lucky there for Morgan as he tried to lay down a sac bunt. Will get on with a base hit and put runners at first and third with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. First pitch, a little elevated for Harrison, a 1-0 count. Runners on the corners. Joey Newberg, the DH, at the plate. He struck out swinging in the second. One of 3 strikeouts for Harrison in this one. Ground ball, third base side. Goes off the glove for for Johnson. It was just a little out of his reach. Couldn't make a play on it. Everyone's safe, and we got a tie ball game. That is the third straight hit. It'll be an RBI single for Joey Newberg. Willer scores easily. Morgan into second base. And North Medford coming out looking to make something happen here quickly in the fourth inning. Pitch now goes off the glove as it was high and inside, and everybody moves up 90 feet. And this inning has not started well for Roseburg. At the plate, Colton Miller was showing a sac bunt, and I think Harrison got a little crossed up on his location, came up high and in. Awkward spot for Burke, and he couldn't handle the pitch. Now goes to the backstop. Everybody moves up. 2-0 count now for Colton Miller, who's 0 for 1 with a fly ball out to center his first time up. Do that again, and North Medford likely has the lead back. And the infield playing in. Down the middle for a strike on the 2-0 pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike for Miller, the starting center fielder. Harrison gets him to send one out to center field. Pretty well struck on the run. Off the glove for King. It'll roll out to the warning track. 1 run comes in. That's it, but it's a 3-2 lead now for North Medford. Still nobody out. That'll be Miller getting to second base. Scoring was Morgan. Nobody else was able to score as Newberg had to wait thinking that ball was going to be caught, so he only makes it to third. Still nobody out, and Medford with 2 runs here in the fourth take a 3-2 advantage. Brings up Jake Payton. And just catching the ball has been a struggle today for Roseburg at times. Harrison, ground ball, third base, looking back the runner. Jake will fire it across the diamond, and they get the out at first, 1 away, as Jake Payton will ground out. Nice job defensively there for the Indians. Jake Johnson plays it perfectly. 1 down, and it brings up the 9-hitter Cameron Nix, who struck out struck out looking in the third. Nobody on at first. The infield will continue to play in. That ball popped up back behind us here for strike 1. 3 runs in so far for North Medford. They lead it 4-2. Scoreboard still says 3-2. Ball gets away. Burke chasing. He's not going to get a chance to get the runner. And another run comes in. Excuse me. I had already counted Joey Newberg, so there's the 4th run. He scores on the wild pitch. Miller goes up to third on the wild pitch, so now it is 4-2. I've gotten ahead of myself there. Strike taken, inside corner. Just 1 out, still a man at third. outside. Count will go full. Brevin Harrison, tough frame here for him. 3 runs have come across. That ball fouled off at the plate, and Nix will stay alive. North Medford trying to sweep Roseburg here on senior day, finish off their their conference season. They still got one more regular season game left to go. Roseburg, it'll be interesting once all the scores are reported today. We'll see where they're at in the power ranking and then see if it changes at all over the next couple of days. Oh, my mistake. That was not the full count. Now it is a full count for Cameron Nix. 3-2 delivery, infield with their toes on the grass. That ball popped up, foul territory. Could be playable for Burke here. He makes the catch. Nice job by Paxton Burke to track that one in foul territory with the wind blowing the ball around a little bit. Makes the second out. 2 down, top of the order, but a dangerous hitter, and Frankie Retigliano at the plate. Four to 2 ball game in front. The North Medford Black Tornado. Looking to try and take care of business here on their final day at home and the regular season. Pitch over the top of the strike zone for ball 1 to Retigliano. He's 2 for 2 in this game with a single and a triple. Scored the first run of the game after getting on with that leadoff triple last inning. Takes inside, 2-0 count. Frankie, now I believe 4 hits on the day between the 2 games total. With 2 extra base hits, he takes inside and gets hit by the pitch. Toss away the bat, he heads to first. First hit batter for a Roseburg pitcher here today. That will bring up Dominic Daffron, who had an RBI single in the 3rd inning to score Medford's first run. He will bat with runners on the corners, 2 away. And we know that Retigliano likes to run at first. Scoring to bunt. Daffron takes strike 1 on the outer half. We'll see how Roseburg approaches this with 2 outs and the runners on the corners. We'll see how North Medford approaches it as well. Running goes Retigliano. They're just going to let him take second. Doesn't try to get into a rundown or anything. He just steals second base. And that puts 2 runners in scoring position for Dominic Daffron. Daffron, the 8th hitter to the plate for North Medford here in the 4th. He takes in the dirt, a 1-1 count. Brevin Harrison will get a ground ball up the middle. It gets through. It'll bring in 1. Here comes Retigliano. The throw goes all the way through. Runner will take second. And it is 2 runs in to make it 6-2. Medford in front of Roseburg with a man still in scoring position. Daffron picks up 2 more RBI. He's got 3 here in the game. And he ends up at second after the throw home. They'll bring in the courtesy runner for him again. Retigliano scored easily from second. And from third came in Colton Miller. So 2 more runs in. It is 6-2. North Medford exploding for 5 runs here in the 4th. Blowing outside ball 1 on the first pitch to Jeremiah Robbins, the 9th hitter to come up to bat here in the 4th inning. Swings through on the 1-0 pitch. He wanted every ounce of that baseball, and he got none of it. 1-1 count. Harrison, a deep breath, long inning for him, working in the heat here. 2 balls and a strike. Roseburg had some momentum after scoring 2 in the top of the 4th inning to take a 2-1 lead, and they've given it back, and now they've got to fight the kind of settling in for their fate in this one. They've got to try to battle back. As a strike taken by Robbins. He's got a 2-2 count. Things have not necessarily worked out their way here today, have not necessarily worked out their way in this game and in this half inning, and they've got to try to find a way to dig out of it. Ground ball fouled away on the 2-strike pitch. Stays a 2-2 count for Robbins. Two balls, 2 strikes with 2 out. Bottom of the 4th, 5 runs in for Medford. A ball off the end of the barrel, and that one will trickle foul down the first base side for Robbins. Stay at the plate with the 2-2 count. This half inning has been brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact their travel experts at Travel Leader Flyaway Travel. Make sure that you have an agent in your corner. Call them at 541-672-5701. 2-2 pitch once again for Brevin Harrison, trying to get Jeremiah Robbins here. It's been quite the battle. The 2-2 popped up, and that'll get out of play again, and it'll do it again. The battle continues. Roseburg will have the 8-9 one-hitters coming up in the 5th inning. Still a little ways to go in this one, but they're going to need some offense as a ball popped back behind us again. Robbins has been making contact, can't square anything up, and Harrison can't find a way to get one by him. The 2-2 pitch. The right-hander Harrison sets and fires. That ball lifted, foul again. Lengthy at-bat will continue. Long at-bat for both the hitter and the batter here. Robbins digs back in from the right-handed batter's box, and he swings and misses at a breaking ball for strike 3. That will get Roseburg out of it. 9 hitters to the plate. It's another Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance strikeout for Brevin Harrison. But here in this 4th inning, 5 runs come across for Medford on 4 hits, 1 Roseburg error, and 1 man left on base. It is 6-2. We go to the top of the 5th inning on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The first Cascade branch opened in 1948. Things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at
15:45. First pitch low and outside for ball 1 to Caden Austin. 0 for 1 in the game for Austin. Roseburg trailing by 4, needing to get the offense going once again after taking a 2-1 lead in the top of the 4th. Give up 5 in the bottom of the 4th and find themselves down against North Medford once again. A 2-0 pitch. Ground ball up the middle, snagged by the shortstop, throw to first gets by, and Austin is going to hang at first base. What a play by Retigliano up the middle to even get to that ball, let alone to be able to try to make a play at first, but Austin will get in. I'm going to put that down as a hit. I think he was going to beat the throw, and then the throw got by, so I'm going to put down a base hit for Caden Austin, which would be his second against North Medford here in the doubleheader, his first here in Game 2. Squaring to bunt. King will lay one down, back to the mound, fielded by Daffrin. Throw to Willer at first. Roseburg a little small ball. They move the runner into scoring position. One away, top of the order coming up with Caden Austin at second. It'll be Paxton Burke. 0 for 2 in this one. Grounded out to first his last time up. It was a foot race to the bag. Burke 0 for 5 on the day. Takes on the inside corner for a strike. So Roseburg, after today, they will have plenty of practice time, and they'll be waiting to see where they end up in the power rankings. And then a week from Monday, they'll have a first-round playoff game. As a ball delivered, laced to right field. There's a base hit for Burke. A single up to third will go Austin. They're going to hold him there. So Burke will get his first hit of the afternoon. Runners on the corners. They're going to bring in a courtesy runner. Cash Richardson will come in to run for Burke. Catcher getting that courtesy there. Runners on the corners, one away. It is Brooks Avery looking to try and keep it going after getting his first hit in the fourth inning and eventually coming around to score. He pops this one up. Playable for somebody. The first baseman Willer will make the catch in foul territory down the right field, or down the first base side. 2 down. Wasn't sure if it would be Robbins, the catcher, or Willer, the first baseman, to try and take that one. First baseman calls everybody off. Also the pitcher, Daffrin, was in the area. 2 down. Dane St. Clair will take low and inside. Roseburg started the day at number 24 in the power rankings, and so my guess is we are heading on the road in the first round. Don't really foresee that jumping high enough to get us a home game. It's a 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed by St. Clair. Of course, once the bracket is set to go, we'll keep you informed on where that playoff matchup goes and what our coverage will be. It's a 1-1 pitch. Popped up right side, shallow in the outfield grass. The second baseman, Colton Morgan, calling for it. And he will get that option as he squeezes it for the final out. Roseburg leads, runners on. No runs on 2 hits. No errors for North Medford, and the 2 men left on base. Still 6-2 as we head to the bottom of the 5th here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Six to 2 our score here from Jim Ackaby Field in Medford. The North Medford Black Tornado looking to try and pull off a home sweep against Roseburg. And if that is the case, Roseburg, depending on what Willamette does, Roseburg could finish in 4th place in the Southwest Conference, as the final day has been moving day with everybody jumbled in the top 4 spots in the conference standings. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on South Medford and Willamette, who were playing game 2 of their doubleheader. Should probably be wrapped up on that one. Leading off, there's a new man on the mound. Dane St. Clair will take over for Roseburg. Brevin Harrison moves to right field. Harrison done after 4 innings of work. The lefty St. Clair First pitch in the dirt for ball one as the lefty will face Kellen Willer, the first baseman. So 4 innings worked for Harrison. High and inside from the righty to the lefty. Got him to pop this one up. It's lost in the sun for me, but I know Burke has a beat on it, but he can't quite get underneath it. And it'll fall for strike one to Willer, who had a double to lead off the 4th inning. North Medford had 9 hitters to the plate in the 4th, so for a second consecutive inning, Kellen Willer is at the plate to lead things off. The 2-1 pitch gets by on the left side, goes by Jake Johnson. That'll be an error again for Roseburg, and it has just not been their day.
Go Colton! Go Tornado!
So 1 on, nobody out. Up to bat, Colton Morgan. Swing and a miss on strike one as it trickles away from Burke. Going on at Roseburg High School today, day 2 of the the Southwest Conference District Track and Field Meet happening there at Finlay Field today. Got a couple of updates on some things there. 0-1 pitch from St. Clair. I think it was a swing and a miss, but the hitter got hit by the pitch. So it's a dead ball. It is strike 2. And Morgan will walk it off as that breaking ball from the lefty cut in hard to the right-hander, but he got him to swing after it, so it'll be strike 2. Timothy Johnson from Roseburg, 3rd in the 1,500 meter, and Joseph Latham was 3rd in the 400. They are hopeful that those 2 runners will get a chance to... Now, foul ball on that pitch there, by the way. It was a check swing, got away from the catcher, Paxton Burke, and there was a late call from the home umpire that it was fouled off by Morgan at the dish. So Coach Ekman is hopeful that both Johnson in the 1,500 and Latham in the 400 will get a chance to get in as wild cards to the state meet coming up next weekend in Eugene. 0-2 pitch here from St. Clair against Colton Morgan, a pickoff throw to first. Timothy Johnson had already qualified for the state meet in the 3,000 as a runner-up finisher in that one. So he's already headed to state looking to do more events. Ball belted to center field. Straightaway center should be playable for King. Backing up, he makes the grab. 1 down with a runner back at first base for North Medford. Joey Newberg, the DH, will bat 1 for 2 in this game with an RBI single his last time up. State track and field meet continues on there at Roseburg High School. It'll be interesting to see. Today was there this weekend, and today is kind of the wrap up to district track and field meets for districts all around the county. So it'll be interesting to see who all qualifies for state here coming up next week. I'm hoping to maybe see if I can work that into my schedule to go up there and catch a little bit of it, maybe on a Friday. Pinch runner comes in to run at first base for Kellen Willer. They might be sending him to the bullpen to start getting loose to try and finish off this game for North. 6-2 lead for the Black Tornado. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Swing and a miss out of Newberg for strike 1. First time facing off against Dane St. Clair, who came in for Brevin Harrison. It's our mystery number 5 again at first base that I just don't have on my printed roster to tell you who that is. 0-1 pitch. Can't get the call on the outside corner. Burke trying his best to frame that one there. 1 ball, 1 strike for Newberg. St. Clair, the junior left-hander, kicks, delivers, and gets a foul ball on the third base side for strike 2. For Dane St. Clair, his 11th appearance on the season. He's thrown 21 1/3 innings. He's only started 1 game. He's got a 2-0 record with the only save of the season for Roseburg. Pickoff throw to first. Tag applied by Hartzell. Not quite in time, although he thought he had gotten it. Roseburg dropping game 1, 3-1 the final score there. Last year was a very tight series between these two teams. Another pickoff throw to first, not on target. All 4 games between Roseburg and North Medford last year were decided by 3 runs or less. It's right now a 4-run game for North Medford here, but it continues to be a tight series between these two teams. There's a pitch high and away. Pickoff throw down to first, not in time by Burke. 2-2 count for Newburgh. So these two teams, their battles are always good ones. Fortunately, Roseburg's on the losing end of a lot of them as the ball softly lifted to left field. One hop for Cheney, sends it back in quickly. Joey Newburgh, big, strong hitter. Just gets the barrel on it. Defensive swing with 2 strikes, and he just softly sends it into left field for a base hit. First and second with 1 away. So still 1 out, runners at first and second for North Medford. Swing and a miss out of Colton Miller. Breaking ball disappeared on him there. Oh man, what a day here. Pitch high for a 1-1 count to Miller. Just got word that Sheldon upset Grants Pass in game 1 of that doubleheader, 5-1. So Roseburg needed to take care of business in game 1, and they could have found themselves with a second-place finish. Things were breaking their way, but they didn't do their part. Swing and a miss by Miller, a 1-2 count. What a crazy finish to this league season. The bottom 2 teams getting wins in game 1 against the couple of the top 2 teams. This pitch low, sweeping breaking ball from St. Clair, misses at the shoe tops for Miller, 2-2 count. So coming into it, I was thinking, okay, Roseburg's got the toughest matchup of the 4 teams vying for the top spot in the conference standings. There's a pitch outside, full count. Thought Roseburg and North Medford, they got the toughest draw. Then Grants Pass and Willamette, they were facing the 2 teams at the bottom of the standings, but the 2 teams at the bottom got wins. The full count pitch, strike 3 called. Down looking goes Miller. The home crowd, the natives not happy with that call. First strikeout in the appearance for Dane St. Clair. Big one there, gets the second out as Jake Payton will stand in. 2 down, runners at first and second. Jake Payton 0 for 2 in the ball game, both against Brevin Harrison, his first against St. Clair. Strikeout brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. Visit chrisinsures.com for a free quote today. Look to second base, but no throw. So that's kind of interesting. But Grants Pass, they've clinched the league title no matter what happens, but obviously power ranking is very important. As a swing and a miss, strike 1 on the breaking ball by St. Clair. Power ranking is very important, and losing at home against teams ranked 34 and 30 for the top teams in the conference not going to necessarily be helpful. This pitch hits the outside corner for strike 2 against Jake Payton. 0-2 count. St. Clair trying to wrap it up here with 2 down, runners at first and second. The 0-2 pitch to Payton. Swung on and missed. Tag applied by Burke. There it is. And there's your final out. Another strikeout for Dane St. Clair. He gets 2 in the frame. And he will keep Roseburg within 4 runs as we go to the top of the 6th. 6-2 the final, the score at the moment. North Medford in front of Roseburg on 541radio.com and on the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
For Roseburg, the third baseman, Jake Johnson.
Top of the sixth inning here from Jim Maccabee Field in Medford. It is still Dominic Daffrin out there dealing. First pitch fouled away by Jake Johnson for strike one as we welcome you back. Here on The Score, Roseburg wrapping up the regular season. We won't probably be broadcasting again until a week from Monday when the Indians make their appearance in the first round of the playoffs. Inside pitch just misses Jake. 1-1 count. Johnson is 1 for 2 in the game with a single in the fourth inning. Pops one up, right side, not deep. Going out, the second baseman called off. Peyton will make the catch in right field. One away. Colton Morgan got called off late on that one by the right fielder who saw it all the way, took control, had the better angle on it, and makes an easy grab for the first out. Brevin Harrison, 1 for 2 today with a 2-run double back in the fourth. Gave Roseburg a 2-1 lead at the time, helping his own cause. He's now in right field after coming out of the game from the starting pitcher position. First pitch off the edge for ball one. Roseburg needing 4 to tie this one up. They're going to have to get some offense going. It has really not been their day. 2-0 count for Harrison. So we've seen Sheldon get a 5-1 win over Grants Pass and South Medford a 9-7 win over Willamette. We're waiting to hear Game 2 final in that Willamette and South Medford matchup. 2-0 pitch, fouled off, front leg, rolled right down it, not to the mound there for Harrison, and he'll take a moment. Playoffs will be interesting. Roseburg, last I looked, the team that it looked like they maybe could match up with was Lake Oswego, which don't want to necessarily have to make a trip back up there again already. That was not a result that was all that great for the Roseburg Indians, but there's still a long way to go on this season before we know exactly who Roseburg would be facing in the first round of the playoffs. They'd like to get a win here to take some momentum if they could. Pitch carries back over the outside corner, started out outside, hits the edge for a strike. Good movement on that pitch there for Daffrin. 2-2 delivery. Got him to swing. That ball chopped third base side, picked up the throw to first base, won't get there in time. Willer comes off the bag to make sure it doesn't get by, and Brevin Harrison will have an infield single, a bit of a swinging bunt down the third base side, and Harrison finds himself on for a second time. Roseburg will have their 6th hit of the ballgame on that one. Pitch outside, ball 1. 6 hits in the game for Roseburg. On the other side, I've got it down as 8 hits in the game for Medford. Ground ball up the middle will get through to center field. No chance of the double play there for the middle infielders. Retigliano and Morgan both closing, couldn't pinch that one off, and Camden Hartzell will have a base hit. And Roseburg has runners at first and second. A little bit of activity brewing for them on the base paths. Indians need 4 to tie it up, but they've got 2 on base. Up to bat will be Riley Cheney. He did ground into a inning-ending double play in his last at-bat. Takes low and outside. They had to go all the way around the horn. It was hit to third baseman Ben Morgan, and then 5-4-3 double play, and it was even bobbled a little bit at second base, so they were able to get that ball around the horn quickly. There's another ground ball, third base side, snagged by Morgan. He'll throw to second. They'll get the out there. Ben Morgan at third base showing a little bit of leather and coming up with a big play. They'll get Hartzell at second on the force out. 2 down. Cheney on with a fielder's choice. Runners on the corners. And it'll be Caden Austin. Fouls off the first pitch. Score update from North Medford and Roseburg softball. Roseburg gets a 1-0 win over North Medford in the first game of that doubleheader. As a ground ball sharply hit third base side, gets into left field. Roseburg will get one as Austin continues to swing it pretty well. He gets a base hit there, drives in a run. That'll bring in Harrison. It is now 6-3. Runners at first and second. That puts the game-tying run at home plate. And that'll be Heath King. Cheney at second. Austin at first. King at the plate. Laid down a sac bunt his last time up. He'll hit a line drive comebacker at the mound. It is snagged by Daffrin. Wasn't hard to hit, but he had to get the reflexes in time, and Daffrin makes the play for the final out here in the 6th inning. Top of the 6th, Roseburg gets one on the board on a pair of hits. Make that 3 hits in that frame. No errors for North Medford. 1 man, make that 2 men left on base for the Indians. We will go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 6-3. North Medford in front of Roseburg on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
First pitch of the bottom of the 6th, a strike for Dane St. Clair. Tried to hit the outside corner again, just misses for a 1-1 count to Cameron Nix, the 9-hitter leading things off for the Black Tornado, leading 6-3. Takes strike 2. Late stages of this one, Roseburg trying to keep it a 3-run game. They'll need 3 in the top of the 7th to try and tie it up if they can keep it this way. A 1-2 pitch to Nix, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Either way, it was right into the glove for Burke. And so that was going to be a strikeout one way or the other. 3 strikeouts for Dane St. Clair so far, and he's only an inning and a third into his outing. He'll face the top of the order here. Frankie Retigliano will stand in. So we were telling you, Roseburg got a big 1-0 win over North Medford in Game 1 of that doubleheader. If the Indians get another win, they'll be in second in the Southwest Conference. There's a ball to center field, and making the adjustment underneath it, Heath King is there to retire Frankie Retigliano. 2 down. That is the first time in Game 2 that Retigliano's been put out. Frankie had a single, a triple, and was hit by a pitch. Got on base all 3 times. And then a fly ball to center field. 2 down. Dominic Daffrin batting. Swings and misses at strike 1. For Roseburg, they'll have the top of their order coming up in the 7th inning. Low and outside, 1-1. So ideally you'd have the guys you'd want at the plate to try and orchestrate a comeback effort. 1-1 pitch out of St. Clair, gets a swing and a miss for strike 2. Daffrin chasing the breaking ball outside. The 1-2 pitch, wind and fire. That ball fouled away. Stays a 1-2 count. Well, hopefully you're enjoying your sunny Saturday afternoon. Maybe have us on while you're doing some work around the house, whatever it may be. Great to have you with us here for today's contest. The 1-2 pitch, well outside. Roseburg trying to stay in it here. One more out needed to get to the 7th inning. The 2-2 popped up, shallow right side. It's not going to get into the outfield grass. Calling for it was Austin. He makes the catch to retire North Medford in the bottom of the 6th. 1-2-3 frame there for Dane St. Clair, and he has kept Roseburg within 3. Now it's up to the bats to try and pull something off. Top of the order coming up as we head to the top of the 7th on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
The first Cascade branch opened in 1948. Things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Leading off the top of the 7th inning for Roseburg.
She would just walk with me and never be problem. She always veers off in another direction.
First pitch here in the 7th inning, taken for a strike for Paxton Burke at the plate. Burke 1 for 3 in this one, trying to get it started. Ground ball right side, playing it. Colton Morgan throw to Willer at first. 1 away. Roseburg down to their final 2 outs. 6-3 lead right now for North Medford, and they are looking to try and get a sweep here at home against Roseburg. And that would give them the series victory and would move North Medford at least ahead of Roseburg. See what Willamette does in Game 2 of their doubleheader against South Medford, whether or not North Medford can take over second place in the Southwest Conference standings. Pitch outside. 1-0 count for Brooks Avery. Avery 1 for 3. Takes inside. Roseburg will need base runners. So looking to get guys on here, trailing by 3. Daffrin out there looking to try and finish off a second consecutive complete game victory for the Black Tornado after Colton Morgan had a complete game winner in Game 1. Pitch misses low. 3-0 count. Avery looking to get on base. Last time he did, he scored. .30 pitch here from Daffrin. Misses low for ball 4, and that will put a man on for Roseburg. So Avery gets on. Not been a lot of walks in either game. That was just the second for Dominic Daffrin. He issued a walk in the 4th inning when Roseburg scored twice. Gives up 1 here in the 7th. Game tying run is the on-deck hitter. First pitch, strike 1 to the lefty, Dane St. Clair. Dane 0 for 3 in this one. He's due after going 0 for 3 in Game 1 as well. He goes opposite field. That ball could tail towards the line. It's going to drop in. Avery heading for third. It's going to be picked up by Nix out there. Roseburg will have 2 runners in scoring position and the game-tying run coming to the plate. Dane St. Clair, a 1-out double going opposite field. And, of course, they were shading him to be a pole hitter, so out there and left, Nix nowhere close to that one. Had a long way to run to get to it. Got there quickly, holding Avery to just getting to third from first. Jake Johnson will try to bring in at least 1 here. Takes a strike. Sack fly would at least probably score one, but obviously you would prefer to try and score them without giving up an out, with Roseburg needing 3 to keep the game going. 0-1 pitch inside. Daffrin giving up a hit here. That is the 8th hit of the ball game for Roseburg. 1-1 to Johnson inside with the breaking ball. Don't see any. Well, there is somebody out there in the bullpen. It looks like maybe a couple of arms out there. I guess one arm throwing, the other guy out there is probably protecting the pitcher warming up. 2-1 delivery here from Daffrin. Missing outside. Pitch might have been a little low as well. Daffrin into the 7th inning here. Started out, he retired the first 8 batters before he gave up a hit by pitch to put a runner on. That ball right side popped up, carrying foul, and will get out of play, or at least out of the reach of everybody. Makes it a full count for Jake. Three balls, 2 strikes, with runners at second and third, and 1 away. Daffrin will step onto the rubber. The 3-2 pitch popped and fouled off again by Johnson, and we will continue. The 3-2 pitch once again. That ball out towards right center. Long run out there for Miller. He'll make the grab. There's 2 down. A run will score as both runners tag and advance. So Jake will drive in a run, but now Roseburg will have to try and score 2 more with 2 outs. St. Clair at third. 6-4 the ball game. And it'll be up to Brevin Harrison. Try and keep the game going here. He is 2 for 3. First pitch, missing low. Brevin had a 2-run double in the 4th and had a single in the 6th inning. So he's been seeing it all right against Daffrin so far. 1-0, hits the inside corner for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. That ball sharply hit to short, scooped up on the short hop by Retigliano, across the diamond, and there's the ball game. Roseburg threatens in the 7th, but they cannot pull off the comeback. They get 1 run on 1 hit and leave 1 man stranded. Roseburg drops 2 against North Medford here today. Final score 6-4 in Game 2. A couple of 2-run losses for the Indians. They have been tight every time against the Black Tornado, and today was no different. So Roseburg will now wait and play the waiting game to see where the OSAA slots them in the upcoming state playoffs. They won't know until next Thursday. We'll have the postgame show coming up. We'll take a 2-minute break here, and we'll get you all the final numbers from this one as we wrap up the day from North Medford High School. Final score, Game 2, 6-4, North Medford with the sweep. The Black Tornado put themselves in a very good position to possibly be number 2. At worst, they'll be number 3. Roseburg will possibly be 3rd, maybe 4th in the league standings, depending on how things go between Willamette and South Medford. Maybe we'll have some more details for you, but we'll see if we got it all when we come back for the postgame show after this 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google-certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller? When businesses were local and gave back to the community? At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Well, it was North Medford's day here today on Senior Day at Jim McAbee Field. The Black Tornadoes sweep the Roseburg Indians by a couple of two-run games. 3-1 in Game 1, 6-4 in Game 2. Pretty well battled games, but Roseburg, at times just didn't seem like themselves here today. Some miscues here and there. Just didn't feel like they were at full strength for whatever reason it may be. But they did challenge North, and they kept themselves in it. Hopefully they'll be able to find that groove going into the postseason and maybe stun somebody in the first round here coming up in a week from Monday. Final score in Game 2, 6-4, North Medford with the win. The Black Tornado will improve to 17-8 on the season. They will finish Southwest Conference play 11-7. And even if they finish tied with Grants Pass, the Cavemen have the tiebreaker, so North Medford can do no better than a second-place finish based on the tiebreaker. They will definitely finish no worse than second, so I guess they've clinched second place. As for Roseburg, they go to 14-12 on the year, now 10-8. Roseburg, depending on what happens with Willamette, could finish either third or fourth. If they finish tied with Willamette, that would require the Wolverines to lose Game 2 of that doubleheader that they were playing this afternoon. If that happened, if the Willamette lost Game 2, Roseburg and Willamette would finish tied, but Roseburg has a tiebreaker, so the Indians would be third. If Willamette won, then Roseburg will be fourth, and Willamette would be third. Again, the final standings, while there's definitely a reason you want to play the games to try and finish where you should, it's all going to come down to the power ranking, which is going to be out of everybody's control now that the season is done. So Roseburg will finish either third or fourth once we know the final score of some of the other games in the Southwest Conference here today. Final numbers, 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, and 7 men left on for Roseburg. 6 runs, 8 hits, and no errors for North Medford. They left 5 men on base. North took a 1-0 lead in the third inning on an RBI single by Dominic Daffrin. Roseburg would take a 2-1 lead in the top of the fourth on a two RBI double by Brevin Harrison, both pitchers giving themselves a lead. But then in the bottom of the fifth, North would break it open with a 5 spot as they would get 5 runs on 4 hits. Roseburg did have an error in there, and North would pull that one ahead. They would be up 6-2. Roseburg tacked on 2 runs late, 1 in the 6th on an RBI single by Caden Austin, his second RBI single on the doubleheader. And then in the 7th inning, a 1-out sac fly by Jake Johnson would get Roseburg a run, but they needed 2 more to keep this game going and just could not get it. Final score 6-4. Again, getting the win, Dominic Daffrin, 7 innings worked. He gave up 4 runs on 9 hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, 1 hit batter. Brevin Harrison will take the loss. He goes 4 innings, gave up 6 runs on 7 hits, He didn't give up a walk, 4 strikeouts, 1 hit batter. Dane St. Clair pitched the final 2 innings, no runs allowed, 1 hit, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. Offensive numbers, looking at Roseburg, Burke was 1 for 4. Brooks Avery 1 for 3 with a walk, 2 runs scored. Dane St. Clair 1 for 4 with a double. Jake Johnson 1 for 3 with a single, run scored, and an RBI. Brevin Harrison was 2 for 4 with a 2-run double and a single. He scored 1 run. Hartzell was 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. And Caden Austin 2 for 3 in the game with a single and an RBI single. And Heath King 0 for 1. He did have a hit by pitch and a sac bunt. He got robbed on a soft liner back to the mound on a big play by Daffrin. For North Medford, Frankie Rutigliano had 4 hits on the day total. He goes 2 for 3 in Game 2 with a single, a triple, and a hit by pitch. Got him on. He would score twice. Dominic Daffrin was 2 for 4 in Game 2 with a couple of 3 RBI total with a pair of singles. Kellen Willer was 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Colton Morgan 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. Joey Newberg 2 for 3 with 2 singles and an RBI, a run scored in there as well. Colton Miller was 0 for 3 but got on with an error and scored a run. Jake Payton 0 for 3, Colton Nix 0 for 3 as well. So there is a look at the numbers here as they've got some sort of presentation going on down on the field for, I believe, the seniors here today. They're honoring them with some bats, it looks like. That's kind of cool for the Medford fans here in attendance. Oh, yeah, all the seniors, it looks like, getting a bat. So Roseburg now, they are done with the regular season. The postseason looming a week from Monday. They'll know their postseason fate once the regular season for everybody else wraps up on Thursday. That will be the final day. The rankings will freeze that night. The bracket will come out, and Roseburg will find out where they're at. They started the day at number 24 in the power ranking. We'll see if maybe playing on the road against a higher-ranked team helps them at all. Hopefully they don't drop too much. The higher up the numbers rankings you can be, the better. But Roseburg's going to be on the road in the first round of the playoffs, and we will see if they can pull off a road victory. Congrats to the Roseburg softball team on getting a win in Game 1 of that doubleheader. They're still playing over there. Hopefully the Roseburg girls can pull out a win in Game 2. And just getting word here, Leighton Osborne for Roseburg Track and Field, second in the girls' high jump, will qualify for state today as well. So a lot of good things happening. I know today a little bit of a sour taste in our mouth for baseball, but a lot of good things happening there at Roseburg High. Looking forward to seeing how the spring sports season wraps up. Again, our final score was 6-4. Medford takes both games of a doubleheader to win the series against Roseburg here at Jim McAbee Field. That'll do it for our broadcast here today, and we will be keeping you updated at 541radio.com on when our next broadcast of Roseburg baseball will be. It'll be probably a week from Monday. We'll keep you details on what our broadcast coverage is going to be, whether or not we can do the video stream, whether or not we can do the radio only, and where we might be headed. We'll keep you updated on all of that. All right, folks, thanks so much for tuning in and joining us here today. I want to say thanks to North Medford for hosting us. They are great as always. They run a tight ship here, and it's always a pleasure to come down this direction. Thanks to Athletic Director Adam Blue, Head Coach Troy Thompson, and the entire Roseburg baseball program for allowing us to bring in another season of Roseburg baseball here on The Score. I want to say thanks to Connor McLean back in the studio for the radio production for us here today. And I want to say thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. Don't go anywhere. Oregon State baseball will be coming up. They have their pregame show starting in an hour, about an hour from now, so keep it right here on The Score for Beavers baseball coming up at 4:30 as they take on Game 2 against UCLA. That'll wrap it up for us, folks. Stay tuned to 541radio.com and our social media accounts for updates on when we'll be back on the airwaves bringing you some Roseburg baseball in the postseason. I'm Joey Kieran. Thanks so much for tuning in on this Saturday. Happy Mother's Day to everybody that is going to be celebrating this weekend, and we'll talk to you again here soon on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.